So when you get this in the Desmos, you can just type these equations in and find the solution. That might be fastest, okay? But I still want to show you guys how to solve this analytically, because it can also help your school mathematics. So let me show you that way. So I got the y squared on the left side, and I just want to find the explicit y. And to do that, simply put the radical on both sides. Then we get absolute value of y equals square root of x plus 3, which means that you can have y equals radical x plus 3 or negative radical x plus 3. So both are possibilities for this equation. So if you remember how the radical function looked like, you can set the inside the radicand equals 0. That's quick easy way. Although I believe the actual form is x minus negative 3, and that negative 3 is where you're gonna mark as the vertex. If you go with the top one, which I'm gonna make it red, okay, it's going to rise up, okay, because all the values of radical should be 0 or greater. So typically it will look something like this. So one good easy number you can plug it in is when x equals 1, you're gonna get 2. So this is kind of out of proportion, but this is like 2 here, okay? X equals 1, y equals 2. When you put negative 3 for the x, because we know that this is x-axis, you're gonna get 0. Okay, so that's the minimum point you can have. Below that x, it doesn't exist. Okay, the radicand has to be greater than 0 or equal to 0 for every radical function domain. All right, so when you find the next one, which I'm gonna make it yellow, that has the same magnitude, but just the opposite sign. So you wanna just put it downward. Okay, so here we have an upside down or like sideways parabola. And then we have a y equals absolute value of x. So for those who are familiar with this is the absolute value of x that has a V shape. So if you draw a vertex at x equals 0, then y equals 0. If you put x equals 1 or negative 1, they both have the y value of 1. If you go x equals 2, all right, so we got a positive 2. So we have this V shape that is 45 degrees from the x-axis. Now the question asks you, how many solutions does the system have? It's simple. You only have 2. Okay. So yes, on the actual SAT exam, when you get this, just graph it. Okay. But when you're gonna graph it and you're not familiar with the radical function, keep in mind that square root of y squared, that is absolute value of y. You need to be aware that there's a positive and negative version of that radical. Okay. So that's what you get here for the side parabolas. And then keep in mind that absolute value of x has a v shape for any absolute value function. Now, if you have something like y is, let's say, x minus 3 and plus 2, what's my vertex? So one quick easy way is to set the function inside, absolute value inside, just set that equal and you get x equals 3. And whatever sign you see for the vertical, you just say 2. Okay? Or just set the inside equal to 0 and you get 3, 3 comma 2. That will be the vertex. So it will be around here, up there, and you're gonna have a V shape. Okay? So hope this helped and refresh your math. And in this particular problem, we got 2 solutions.